The film opens as Willy Wonka, an aspiring magician, inventor, and chocolatier arrives in a new city on a ship. He dreams of opening the biggest chocolate shop in the biggest market in the world. With 12 silver souvenirs, he sets off to sell his creations at a lavish chocolate market named Galleries Gourmet. However, as he walks around the city, he gradually spends most of his money unnecessarily, leaving without a place to stay. At night, Willy sits on a street side bench, aiming to camp out the night. Suddenly, a large man named Mr. Bleacher arrives and tells him that he will freeze to death outside. The man then reveals that he has a place where Willy can spend the night in comfort. Following this, Bleacher brings Willy to a hotel, owned and run by a woman named Mrs. Scrubbit. The two strangers appear friendly and offer Willy gin and a room to sleep. However, Scrubbit informs him that he will have to pay some charges for lodging. The charges appear pretty reasonable, so Willy readily agrees, and Scrubbit brings a contract that he has to sign to stay here. Willy is about to sign a contract at a hotel when Noodle, a young employee, advises him to read the small print. However, the contract is lengthy, and the hotel owner downplays its importance, so Willy doesn't read it. The next day, Willy introduces his chocolate creations, Hover Chocks, at the town square. Local chocolate shop owners, Arthur Slugworth, Fickle Gruber, and Prodnose, try the chocolates but criticize them. Despite this, Willy starts floating due to the effects of a bug in the chocolates. Unfazed, he continues selling them, causing everyone to fly. However, a police officer named Affable intervenes, forcing Willy to leave. Back at Scrubbit, Willy learns he must pay for everything he's used, but the bills are exorbitant. He's then forced to work at the hotel to pay off his debt. While there, he meets others who were also tricked, including Abacus Crunch, Piper Benz, Lottie Bell, and Larry Chucklesworth. Noodle has the highest debt racked up and must work there the longest. Later that night, in his room, Willy learns that Noodle has never tasted chocolate before, so he reveals how his mother taught him to make chocolate and inspired his creativity. He then utilizes special ingredients, such as liquid sunlight, and creates a special chocolate with a lightning bolt on it. Curious, Noodle tries it and admits she loves it. However, she gets sad as she knows she will never get to try it again. Willy then begins to hatch an idea for making more chocolate, promising his new friend a lifetime supply. Meanwhile, the chief of police is seen entering a church where he goes underground with the help of the corrupt priest, Father Julius. There, he meets Slugworth, Fickle Gruber, and Prodnose, who are unofficially called the Chocolate Cartel. It is revealed that the cartel considers Willy to be a threat, as they know his chocolate is delicious. On top of that, he's also willing to sell it for cheap. If the threat is allowed to grow unchecked, their business will soon be in danger. Hence, the three villains proceed to bribe the chief with a huge amount of chocolate in exchange for dealing with Willy, even if it involves lethal means. Back at the hotel, Willy and Noodle proceed to create a diversion by tricking Scrubbit into thinking Bleacher is some kind of wealthy aristocrat, while also tricking Bleacher into thinking Scrubbit secretly likes him. He also creates a machine using their dog Tittles to do the laundry faster and more efficiently, allowing the other workers to relax. Next, Willy mentions that he needs giraffe's milk for his next creation. Thus, Noodle accompanies him to a zoo where she had noticed a giraffe earlier. After distracting the guard, Willy manages to sneak inside. He then finds the giraffe and uses special mints to feed it. This hypnotizes the giant beast, and she allows Willy to milk her. While returning from the zoo, Noodle shows him a ring she wears around her neck that appears to have the letter N. It is because of this ring Scrubbit gave her the name Noodle. She then talks about her dream of having a real home and family, and Willy promises to help her find that. Upon returning home, Willy shares with the workers his plan to defy the chocolate cartel and sell his chocolate. Abacus warns about the cartel's control over chocolate sales and their shady practices, including dilution and hoarding. He reveals the existence of a vault beneath the church guarded by Father Julius and chocoholic monks. Despite the risks, the workers agree to help Willy. Willy starts by using giraffe milk macarons to boost a man's confidence, then sells other treats. To evade the chief, he escapes through the storm drains, but the chief catches on and orders guards to watch the drains closely. Tonight, Willy sets up a trap for a little orange man who has been stealing his chocolates. The trap works, and Willy finds himself meeting a short, strange-looking dwarf named Loft. He explains that long ago, Willy stole cocoa beans from his homeland, Lumberland, which ruined his life. Because of this, Loft needs to get back sufficient payment in chocolate so he can return home. Even after, he tricks Willy by whacking him with a frying pan and steals his chocolate. Elsewhere, the chocolate cartel spies on Willy and sees that Noodle is also involved with him. Slugworth then goes to Scrubbit and Bleacher for a sinister scheme. The following day, Noodle gets Willy the keys to a shop in the town square so that he can sell his creations. He eventually opens it to the public, showcasing a variety of beautiful confectionaries like chocolate candy clouds, edible flowers, and chocolate trees. series. Initially, the crowd loves everything, but soon they start to find themselves growing hair, which changes colors at an alarming rate. Willy realizes that the chocolate has been poisoned with an ingredient called Yeti sweat and tries to warn everyone. Despite his best efforts, the people turn on Willy and begin to trash his shop. Eventually, the place catches on fire after an angry mother cuts down a chandelier. As Willy sadly sits in the ruins of his shop, he's approached by the chocolate cartel. They offer him enough money to clear his and all of his friends' debts with Scrubbit and Bleacher. However, they apply one condition: he has to leave the town and never make or sell chocolate again. Willy reluctantly agrees and later boards a boat out of town. After a while, Lofty reappears as he believes Willy's debt to him is unsettled. Suddenly, the chocolatier notices a mark on his hand caused by Slugworth's ring. Surprisingly, the ring appears similar to the one that Noodle wears around her neck, indicating that she and Slugworth are related. Realizing that his dear friend is in danger, when he tries to tell the captain, he finds that the boat has been rigged with dynamite. Fortunately, he and Lofty jump ship before it explodes into smithereens. In the meantime, Scrubbit allows Abacus, Piper, Lottie, and Larry to go free, but she informs Noodle that Slugworth paid her to keep her there forever as a servant. Soon afterwards, Willy joins the other adults, and together, they break Noodle free. After this, they plan to break into the chocolate cartel's vault and expose their schemes so that she can be safe. The group orchestrates a plan to use the giraffe to scare Father Julius and the monks at the church. While they're distracted, Willy and Noodle sneak underground, but they're discovered by the chocolate cartel. Slugworth, revealed to be Noodle's uncle, holds them at gunpoint. After Noodle's parents died, Slugworth was supposed to care for her but abandoned her with Scrubbit, pretending she was dead. Now, he aims to inherit the family's chocolate fortune through this scheme. He then throws Willy and Noodle into their vault in an attempt to drown them in chocolate. But just before the vault completely fills up, Lottie arrives there and rescues them. He does so because he wants Willy to repay his debt in full. In the next scene, as Slugworth, Fickle Gruber, and Prod Nose make their way out of the church, Willy and Noodle emerge with a ledger that exposes their crimes. Affable takes the book and sees the chief of police's name in it. While the chief is arrested, the cartel attempts to flee, but they find themselves beginning to float again. Willy then explains that earlier he had deliberately given them Hoverchock's disguise as a payment for Lottie. The locals then proceed to sample the chocolate since it contains Willy's ingredients. In the aftermath, Willy takes out the last bar of chocolate his mother made before she died. After sharing a heartfelt note about the importance of sharing chocolate with others, Willy shares it with Noodle, Abacus, Piper, Lottie, and Larry. Later, Willy and Lofty head to an abandoned castle where Willy plans to start creating more confections. Lofty feels his debt is repaid, but he's hesitant to return home due to his lack of popularity. Willy offers him a job in his new chocolate factory, which Lofty accepts. Eventually, Willy establishes his renowned chocolate factory. In the credits, Lofty updates on the other characters. Abacus, Lottie, Piper, and Larry return to their old jobs. Meanwhile, Scrubbit and Bleacher are exposed for contaminating Willy's chocolate, leading to their arrest.